Alright, so FMP day 68. So I've been quite a lot of progress since last time. I'm feeling a bit better over it. Um, First thing I want to talk about is the baking of this. Here's the substance painter. Textures are pretty much done. There's some tweaks I want to do. Like this area here, I want to put some sort of logo or something on that. If I can't figure out something, I'll just have it all blue. So yeah, texture's all done, got multiple layers going on here. Um, it could be better, but, time restraints, stuff like that, I need to move on. Yeah, without well, I can explain this. Let's move to different channels, start turning some of these off. In fact, ignore that, because it's going to take forever to load up. So what I did for this, just to explain my process in doing this, because there is a lot of folded areas of this that require the rays to be pushed way back. If I open up where's the texture settings? Yeah, so when I go to bake, you can get more of the mesh if you start turning up the rear distance. The problem that was having though was that it was clipping into each other. So what I did was that I did like a legacy explode bake just to make sure. Here we are here. If it wants to load, there we are. Just to absolutely make sure everything can bake fine without them interacting with each other or anything like that when I start cranking up the rear distance view. So yeah, that worked out. I got a pretty good bake, and then I had a routine of because I ended up in areas that had like, let's bring this up, where for example where these folds were, they were really harsh in some areas. Like some of this is still a bit nasty still, but there's some areas down here where they were like folded in on itself and it was really not nice. So what I did is I went in and started like blurring in Photoshop or using the clear brush just to fix up some parts that would have taken a really long time to like bake out normally. So yeah, overall I think it's alright. I've learned a lot of this in terms of like management, really, like workflow management. So yeah, I've currently got this in UE4 now, which is good. The other thing is, when it comes to the male character, what I intend to do is reuse the same model, but with the chest, because I've got this like trim going along here. What I can literally do is cut out the chest, and then input new chest pieces in, or cut out the entire rim part and put a new chest in. So I can just make sure that it takes up like, this amount of UV space or something. I can easily do something in ZBrush, and then I can like warp this to fit the male character. So yeah, I'll move over to UE4 now. This is what it currently looks. Oh shoot. Oh, come on. Okay. Should still be recording. It just had a bit of a stutter there. So yeah, this is what it's currently looking like in UE4. It's ended up better than I thought actually, now that it's an engine. Oh yes, something I would also mention is that this is my own custom material that I made in Substance Designer. That was shown way early back. I'll get up a photo. Here we are. So I made these in a Substance Designer really early on at the beginning of the project. So this is like the standard version, and then the what was it, the damaged version. And what I did was I exposed the parameters, so it meant that I was able to like influence the amount of damage, like fuzz and hairs that I wanted in. And what I was able to do is layer both of them up so I can like mask out what I didn't want. So yeah. Overall, I think it's a good job. Could be better in a lot of places, but you know, that's how things go generally. The next stage of this, as I've been put into my presentation for tomorrow, will be adding on the armor as seen in the original concept piece. Due to time restraints, what I'm going to probably do is make sure I get the head, the shoulder plate, and then like the legs in, because I think because of the detail I actually have on the chest and the back, I might be able to skip having this whole chest plate armament stuff. If I can get it in, that'll be great, but my main focus will be getting a shoulder pad in. I can make one of these and copy and paste them, so there'll be that. And then all this stuff I might, you know, skimp out on some of this, but it's because I'm starting to feel the pressure a bit now, to be honest. Do a bit of a turnaround here. Mouse. So yes, that's how I am with things at the moment. Obviously, there was my character from before. I got some critique of it, just to like bump up the blue values, bump up the red values. Let's get a photo up. So here we are. So saw stuff like no, there's the old one. Here's the one with the new eyebrows and stuff. So it's the sort of thing like add more variation in the eyebrows. I can probably do that through shaders. The other thing was to over exaggerate the blues and maybe some of the reds, because I've got like quite some strong like orange lighting over here. So it might benefit me to you know, over exaggerate the blues and maybe over exaggerate the subsurface scattering, just to make it clear that, you know, I have actually done that sort of stuff when currently it looks a little flat. So yeah, I'm gonna end off now. It's been the 1st of April, but I again record these super late. So yeah, day 68 of FMP, about 7 weeks to go, so it's starting to close in.